Yeah. Oh, whoa. What was that?
Did you see that?
What happened to the lights? Weird. Joey, you're gonna want to see this.
So Byron, what do you think the best camera is?
I don't know. What is it?
Well, it's the one you have with you.
Well, what if I have two cameras?
Well, then you have an extra one for me.
What if I don't have any cameras at all?
Well, is that a phone in your pocket or are you just happy to see me? So you might have seen our last video of the unboxing of Sealife's new iPhone housing. If not, you can check out the link below. And today we're gonna take a look at the features and functions of the housing, and we're actually gonna test it out underwater.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this product ever since Sealife told me that they were working on it. I've been really anticipating it. It's such a great idea. And I must have been a really good boy this year because Santa dropped it off a little bit early. And it's definitely one of the most bodacious products of 2021. The reason everybody should love this product is because you can take this and this, put it together, and boom! You have an underwater camera phone thing. So you can take insta-perfect selfies. Okay, we're good to go.
Let's go diving. so we are back in from the water, having tested Sealife's new underwater iPhone housing. The vacuum seal here, when you put the phone in, it does actually give you a gauge as to whether the seal is good or not. But then it goes into a timer, and that timer we realized is actually important because during that timing phase,
3.5 minutes.
3.5 minutes, yeah, it's a substantial amount of time, but it did lose pressure. So at the end of that 3.5 minutes, it told us that we needed to add more, pull more air out and make a better seal before we actually went in the water. So then we did that. We waited another 3.5 minutes, and then we were good to go. We noticed as well, like immediately, how fast the communication was between the actual house and the phone, being that it is communicating via Bluetooth. It's instant. So, I mean, for me, it took a while to get used to it because I'm down there with the phone thinking I'm trying to control it like a phone, but it really becomes a camera at that point. It is solely like a diving camera, and you control it subsequently. But it was very easy to navigate underwater. My main fault with it was how long it actually did take to focus. So even though we could navigate to different modes, focusing took, I think the longest time was about 20 seconds before I actually started recording. But then other times it was instant. I was a little worried because of the size of the grip here at first.
It feels even kind of big in my hand, and I have a little bit larger hands. So.
Yeah, but then because it has such a substantial gripping pad, you could actually kind of hold it just with your fingertips and it would hold in place. But that did also mean that sometimes when you're holding here, it's easy for your thumb and your hand to kind of go over the buttons, and I actually hit the buttons a couple times. But other than that, that's a quick fix.
Do a little sound test, so check this out.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a wonderful feeling. Everything's going my way.
I think we had people staring out from the verandas of their, or the lanais of the houses.
You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. When you're actually looking at the screen, which by the way, it's a huge screen because it's like your whole phone, so it's much bigger than a standard camera screen, which is nice. When you're shooting it, it doesn't look super stable, but the way iPhones work is they kind of stabilize after you shoot the shot. And I mean, you guys can see the shot here, but basically it was able to maintain stability pretty much throughout the entire shot really well, almost like a GoPro. Obviously you've got to hold it steady and still, or try to as much as you can, but the phones themselves nowadays do such a great job of stabilizing. We were using the iPhone 10, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So another aspect we were quite impressed with the case was the battery life. The house actually turns the screen of the phone off when you're idling, so that obviously helps save battery. But we were pretty active with it consistently, and we were out there for like 2.5 hours, and I mean, we must have gone down to maybe about a fifth of a battery. We did also try this with the tray handle, so that you have these two grips that come out from the side, and that made quite a difference, because when you are moving kind of fast or you are in a current or something, it's very easy to want to hold it like this, but as you can see, that means you're going to cover the camera, so that gave you more stability, more control, but also your hands were off of the buttons and off of the actual window where the lens is. We did take it at shallow depth and deeper depth.
How deep did we go?
About 22 meters.
Okay,
yeah,
so about almost 70 feet.
Yeah.
So we reviewed the footage, and obviously you're going to get more blue light at depth and more red light in the shallows, and obviously we noticed that with the red filter on, everything looked a little more green, right?
It did, yeah. Didn't necessarily like correct it, it just kind of changed the tone.
Yeah, so you're going to get more of those greens and yellows in there when you have the red filter on. As you go deeper, obviously, you know, it's going to change more blue. But I guess that's probably one of the downsides of just using your phone versus like a fancy, expensive camera is you're not going to get the same rendering of color. It's just not able to pull in as much color information, especially in the deeper depths. You get what you pay for, kind of, in a way. I mean, for $300, this is a screaming deal, because compared to everything else, even like a GoPro or something, you know, you're going to still get a pretty solid camera on your iPhone. And then for the price, it's just, I mean, to me, it's like just a killer deal.
It's
everything
a steal.
Considered.
Yeah.
When you put the whole package together.
Yeah, and it's true. I mean, we ran into some other divers out there as well, and they were eyeing up this case and literally made a joke of, oh, well, you can come up from the surface and upload something on Instagram. We kind of laughed, but it's true. You don't have to then switch footage from something to something else. You have everything right there. So. Oh, we did make a new friend getting out as well.
That's right.
Yeah, Bob.
Yes.
Yeah, he was super social today.
Like, Bob, we're trying to go. And Bob was like, don't leave me. I'm lonely.
He was. And he was constantly swimming between us and the kind of rock steps to get out.
So Bob, we dedicate this video to you, my friend. I think for people that, especially if you're traveling or you're just trying to kind of, especially for freedivers, like they're trying to live maybe a little more minimalistic lifestyle, you just need the single housing. And it does everything. And if you're trying to keep expenses down, the bang for the buck here is amazing. It's really great, especially considering that if you lose your phone, you break your phone, you need to upgrade to a new phone, bam, you got yourself a new camera at that point.
I've filmed stuff on freediving with GoPros before, and I always struggled to see what's in the shot. So if I could have my pick, I would definitely choose this over like an action camera, just because it's user friendly and you're not scrolling through just one button, and it's fast, it's efficient. But yeah, again, for $299, it's just so strange, and it feels like a proper, real underwater camera.
So if you want to pick one of these bad boys up, you can get it right now at Kona Freedivers, Kona Honu Divers on our website. Check out the link below. If you have questions about how the housing functions or any particulars, don't hesitate to leave in the comments below. We'll try to get those answered. Also, if you've used the housing yourself and you really liked it, or you had an issue with it, or anything like that, please leave that in the comments below, because we'd like to hear more about how this thing functions in the water. We'll see you in the next video.
And we hope.